Alright, what's going on? Welcome back to the World's Gone Mad podcast. I'm Garry Butterfield. It is about 7 a.m. in the morning, August 14th, I think, Friday morning. I dropped the video yesterday, but I want to talk about two articles I've come across today in the news. One of them, this one right here. Now that I've got my screen recording on, I'm sure you'll be able to see and follow along. But the headline reads like this. Coronavirus Victoria. Woman spends 2 days, $75 and 10 phone calls to get COVID-19 test. Okay, I saw that and clicked on it. A Melbourne student spent 2 days, $75 and 10 phone calls to get a COVID-19 test and was told to take a tram or Uber by authorities. Okay, I thought we're in the middle of a pandemic here. For unemployed Melbourne student Myra Oars Dees, it took 2 days, 10 phone calls and $75 to get a COVID-19 test under the capital's strict lockdown. Ms. Dees recounted the 48-hour ordeal to Nine News after her roommate Catherine tested positive for coronavirus, which has infected more than 15,000 people. So, gist of the story is, her roommate tests positive for coronavirus. She's like, uh-oh. So she's like, I need to get a test. Turns out, she tries to get a test and she can't. She researched her closest clinic. She arrived at the clinic and no one was there. She tried another clinic close to her home. Check it out. She arrived at this clinic. There's a note on the fence that says, COVID testing closed. Why is that? I thought everything was so overrun. Everything's getting tested. Hospitals are overrun. Testing centres. 700 cases a day, blah, blah, blah. Rocks up. No one there. Okay. So she goes to another one. Also closed. And she's like, what the hell am I supposed to do? The next one, so she researched, the next closest clinic to her house was about an hour away. She rings them up and says, what am I supposed to do? They said, take a tram or catch an Uber to the clinic. So the person she lives with is tested positive for COVID and they've just told her, get a test wherever, catch an Uber, who cares? Does that sound like the authorities are actually worried about what's going on? Does that actually sound like... Imagine there was a deadly virus out there, right? You think the authorities would be, don't leave your house, don't do this, don't do that. They're all like, just catch an Uber, who cares? But if you watch the media, the fear-mongering media, it's a different story. So what they portray online on the news is a little bit different to what's going on in reality, if you ask me. So this chick says, after making the decision to try and get tested the next day, Ms. Ordees said it provided an equally as uncertain and anxiety-provoking experience, arriving once again to empty testing clinics at both the Oval and the RMIT. She said she started having a panic attack. My fabric mask was getting soggy because of my tears, she said. So this woman's out in the public wearing a fabric mask, which has been clinically proven to do nothing. She's out there running around trying to catch a tram to get a test when her roommate has been tested positive. Do you see what's going on here? Without access to a car and no testing clinics open near her house, she was forced to ring 10 GPs plus the hotline. Finally, she found a GP in the area that was testing, but it cost her $75. It cost her $75. To a broke-ass uni student, that's a lot of money. She's trying to do the right thing, according to the government. But they don't give a fuck. They're not like, stay home. You're infecting and you're going to kill people. We'll get you tested or quarantined or whatever it is. They're like, get a test if you want. Or don't. Or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to say here, that the authorities don't really give a fuck in real life, but online or on the news, they're like, yeah, it's something doesn't add up. Something doesn't add up, man. So it took this chick 2 days, $75, a lot of fucking around just to get a test. You know what I'm saying? My missus couldn't get a test. She was sick as fuck when it first kicked off in March. We drove to the doctor. She thought she might have had it, but they were like, nah, you don't have it. She didn't get tested. They didn't even let her go inside the clinic. So, I don't know, man. Seems very suspicious to me that you ring them up and go, oh, my roommate's tested positive. I can't get a test. They're like, you'll be alright. Find a testing clinic. Just catch an Uber. Catch public transport. You might be infected, whatever. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't add up to me. So there was that article that I saw that thought, man, that's fishy. That's not right. So she's out, got a cloth mask on, does nothing. She could be infected, and they don't care. Crazy. But anyway, another article that I wanted to click on, just this one. Quite sad and devastating, really. I'm an absolute lover of Bali. I've been there a few times, and I will always tell people how good the place is. Then I clicked on this article. Photo reveal how deserted Bali is without tourists, and it just looks sad. Sad. Check this out. This looks a bit like Poppy's Lane to me. Poppy's Lane is a super popular food, shops, people, just excitement, a buzz in Kuta. Such a great place to be if you're like having a good time and like meeting new people and see and hear exciting things. But now look at this shit, man. Sad as fuck. Sad as fuck. Look at that. Just looks old and decrepit and dirty, and it's just sad. All of these little shops here, or like little booths, would sell like bootleg sunnies and t-shirts and all that good shit that you love to go to Bali for. And the people, man. And look at it, it's just gone. Look at this, man. Look at that. All these shops, no one around. Stray dog, just hanging out. We close for a moment. We'll open again when the situation normal. When's that gonna be? I guess it was a barbershop. Yeah, man, check this out. Look at that. All these food shops, tattoo place, bars, man, just no one around. It's so weird. And it's just sad. What are those people doing for money now? Where's all their food going to come from? Look at this. This dude's got his phone plugged into a... Man. He's still chucking a thumbs up. The article does say that Bali is opening up again in October, I think it was. But not that anyone from Australia is allowed to go, because we are never going to be allowed to travel again. Check these photos out, man. Breaks my heart. I love Bali and I want to get back to Bali, but the sad fact is we are never going to be able to get back to Bali at this rate. Check it out, man. Just deserted. All these shops, all these... Man. It's crazy, isn't it? Oh, it just sucks, man. That really does fucking suck. What a great way to end this video. Should I go over some more? Probably not. What's the point? Covered that crazy story. Isn't it funny how New Zealand's kicked off again? How does that happen? How'd that get in there? I did read a study. If you have had a flu shot in the last year or two, you are 33% more likely to test positive for COVID. I'm just saying. How does the COVID get in there when the whole country's locked down and no one's going in and out? unless it's a lie, or unless people test positive after getting flu shots, you know what I'm saying? Nah, there's nothing here worth fucking talking about. I am going to end it on a good note. The gym are still open here in Adelaide. I've been training jiu-jitsu again for 2 months, and I got my blue belt 2 weeks ago. So kudos to me. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media. Till next time.